treat each other ethically.
But shouldn't we treat even those we don't care about fairly?
The value of care, next time on Philosophy Talk.
Listen to Philosophy Talk every Tuesday at noon on KSJE 90.9 FM, Farmington. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, here to meet your urgent and emergent medical needs, whether they are COVID-19 related or not. Medical emergencies happen when you least expect them, whether it's a stroke, heart attack, illness, or injury. San Juan Regional Medical Center's caregivers are here to provide care to you and your loved ones. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. 11 minutes past 8 o'clock. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE, 90.9 FM over the air in San Juan County, 103.3 FM over the air in Durango, Colorado, and everywhere streaming from our website, ksje.com. Today is Monday, May 11th, and we're glad that you are with us. Also, welcome to our viewers who are watching this live visual radio program, streaming to the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. Welcome aboard, everybody. Coming up in the next few moments, we are talking local politics today with my guests, two of the Republican candidates running for San Juan County Commission, District 4. We're going to be talking with Terri Fortner and Erich Cole in the next few moments, so stay tuned for that. Of course, the New Mexico primary election coming up in June. Early voting is already underway, so we'll talk more about that in the next few moments with these two candidates, my guests right here on KSJE. Later on this hour, about 8:50 a.m., Lewis Campbell will be joining me from Synergy Computer Systems here in Farmington. We'll talk about technology. It's our weekly segment called Monday Reboot this morning at 8:50 a.m. on KSJE. At 9 a.m. on our social media platforms, YouTube and Facebook, it's our live video program, our local information program about the coronavirus, COVID-19. We do that live Monday through Thursday at 9 a.m. Of course, on Facebook and YouTube. It is rebroadcast every afternoon at 5:06 on the radio for you to hear it there. It's also rebroadcast on our partner station, KNMI, every day at noon, and we appreciate them for doing that for us as well. On the program today, San Juan Regional Medical Center CEO Jeff Bourgeois is going to be joining us, talking about conditions at the hospital this week, also some of the numbers that he is seeing, and more coming up today at 9 a.m., so we hope you'll join us for that local information program today. Mick Hess, meanwhile, will be on the radio at 9 a.m., our classical music program, Roving with the Arts, and today Mick is playing Schubert's Symphony No. 2 from Franz Schubert. You'll hear that today on KSJE Radio 906. Don't forget, of course, in addition to Facebook and YouTube, we invite you to follow us on Twitter and connect with us on Instagram as well. Let's check the weather forecast. It's kind of a dreary Monday out there, but we do need the rain, so we appreciate the showers, and we're going to get them all day. Scattered showers throughout the day today, cloudy skies, 72 for a high in Farmington tonight, maybe another shower or two overnight with clearing skies and a low of 46. Sunshine returns on Tuesday with a high of 80 degrees and an overnight low of 44. Sunshine in 77 on Wednesday, 78 degrees with mostly sunny skies on Thursday and Friday, and back into the 80s for the weekend. Well, let me turn to my guests who are here with me this morning to talk a little bit about their campaigns for the San Juan County Commission in District 4. Joining us live via Zoom this morning, I almost said Skype, but it's Zoom today. Terri Fortner is joining us. She is a candidate for San Juan County Commission. Terri Fortner, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well. Thank you for joining us. And also let me introduce Erich Cole, who is joining us as well, also running for San Juan County Commission in District 4. Mr. Cole, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being with us, both of you. And let me just start by asking both of you to talk a little bit about yourselves for just a few minutes, about your backgrounds and why you decided to run for County Commission. Mr. Cole, why don't you start for us, if you wouldn't mind?
All right. My name is Erich Cole. I'm running to be your San Juan County Commissioner for District 4. I'm a Christian, conservative, Republican. I'm pro-life and pro-Second Amendment, pro-small business. I came to this community in 1998 in order to learn how to fly airplanes at our local program that was thriving at the time. for Mesa Airlines. I ended up being a pilot for Mesa and meeting my wife at while I was at San Juan College in the Mesa program. We moved to Phoenix for a couple of years as part of my job, and then we decided as we were going to raise our family that we should move back here because this is a very good community to raise a family, in our opinion. So after that, I became a federal flight deck officer after September 11th, and all of that, and really decided that was where my service mind started. When I look back on it, I became, like I said, a federal flight deck officer, which I decided that I would cover the airplane and the passengers and protect them to the best of my ability. Eventually, I came back here and worked in the oil field as I had our third child, or we had our third child, and decided that I just needed to be home a little bit more to raise my family. After that, I became a police officer with the city of Farmington, and I did that for 6 years. Again, that service mind just kept coming back to me and felt like a calling that I was supposed to do to help our community as being part of our community. I completed several jobs as a police officer. I was patrol. I worked as a district coordinator, which is our community policing unit, and as a school resource officer. So I got to see some of the county's problems from a variety of different perspectives. While I was a police officer, I also completed my coursework for a master's degree in criminal justice. And in 2018, I was appointed to magistrate judge for San Juan County and served as magistrate judge for the year of 2018. Currently, I'm working in the oil field again as an asset manager for M&R Trucking, so I'm familiar with a lot of the challenges that are going on in the oil field and with our local economy as small businesses go. I'm also involved with our community in other ways. I'm the vice president of our San Juan Wildlife Federation, which is our local public range, or it's not public, but it's a membership range. As part of that, I'm also a lifetime member of the NRA, a lifetime member of the Gun Owners Association of America, a member of the New Mexico Shooting Sports Association. I'm also a concealed carry holder, and I believe that when we all contribute in that way, that if you feel comfortable carrying a firearm and you do carry, that keeps us all safer. So I'm involved with that. I'm also involved with the 100 Men Who Care, which is a local charity that's trying to pile money together from local business leaders and others that want to contribute, and we try to make a big impact on local nonprofit organizations in order to make San Juan County better, give them that edge to do something great in our community. So I'm really happy to be involved with that.
Very good. Thank you very much, Erich Cole. And we've talked to members of the 100 Men Who Care and the 100 Women Who Care on this program in the past. So it's a great program. Thank you for sharing some of your background. Terri Fortner, let me turn over to you a little bit, and if you wouldn't mind, give us a little bit of idea of who you are and why you're running for county commission.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Terri Fortner, of course, and I'm running for San Juan County Commission District 4. I've been honored to serve San Juan County and the state of New Mexico for many years. I currently serve on the San Juan Regional Center Board of Directors, and in that role, I oversee our hospital and help address the ongoing health needs of Farmington and San Juan County citizens, especially during this COVID crisis. First off, I've worked with our hospital CEO, posting information that's important for our community to know. Meeting with our hospital board by virtual meeting format to be informed of what's happening at the hospital, to address ongoing problems during the COVID crisis. I've helped coordinate the information needed by seamstresses who provide masks to our hospital. Also, I volunteered my professional services as a nurse practitioner by talking with individuals that are emotionally impacted by being quarantined. As well as I've posted on Facebook that I will help deliver essential goods or groceries for those that are most vulnerable in our community, as well as our seniors. I've served meals to our frontline workers and first responders. During the COVID crisis, I've assisted Barb Tedrow and the Gold Star Academy in delivering meals to children in our community. Scott, I served on the New Mexico Board of Nursing for 8 years. I was appointed and reappointed by 2 different governors. As having served on the board for 8 years, I was also board chair for 4. I was involved in many important rule-making decisions that affected nurses in the delivery of health care of New Mexicans. And as we know, is at a time like this, how important that is to make sure that we have safe patient care. As a Farmington businesswoman, psychiatric nurse practitioner, along with being a wife, a mother, and a new grandmother, I'm acutely aware of the issues facing San Juan County. The current health crisis and how it's affecting our businesses. One of my priorities is saving jobs. Also, keeping our streets safe. That is why I oppose the legalization of marijuana. Dealing with the mental health crisis that is exacerbated with the current COVID crisis. That is why my role as a psychiatric nurse practitioner makes me the most prepared for being the next county commissioner, District 4. Also, something else that's most important to our economy is being able to allow Enchant Energy to keep the power plant open through carbon capture technology. I'm pro-life and I'm pro-Second Amendment. Again, as you know, I'm Terri Fortner, running for County Commission District 4. I'd like to remind everyone to wear masks, to do social distancing and hand washing at a time like this right now. It's really important to mitigate. As Scott was saying earlier, Jeff Bourgeois, who's the CEO at the hospital, will be talking after this, and we really need to mitigate what's happening. Also, I want to add that I'm a graduate of Leadership San Juan and Leadership New Mexico. I've lived in Farmington for over 40 years. I've been a nurse for about that long, and a nurse practitioner for about 11 years. I have a degree from San Juan College, UNM, and NMSU. So it's my honor to be able to run, and I plan on being able to serve the people of San Juan County. And along with that, my nursing also background is in the schools, in the detention center, at the hospital. And so I feel like what's happening right now in our county, really it's important to have somebody in there that understands health care as well as the economy of our county. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you very much, both of you. And again, we are talking to Terri Fortner and Erich Cole. They are 2 Republicans running for San Juan County Commission in District 4. I neglected to show the map that I had created here of District 4, of what we're talking about. So candidates, as you would describe this district for our listeners and viewers this morning, I would say it's most of northeast Farmington, and then it kind of extends out into the county along Highway 516, mostly to the north, and very much north in the area of Flora Vista, north of 516. Is that a good way to describe it, both of you?
Yes, correct.
Right.
Okay, so that's the folks that you be asking for their vote, and who you will be representing on the San Juan County Commission. And so let me ask both of you about the campaign because of our current situation, our global situation with this pandemic. I imagine you're not shaking a lot of hands and kissing a lot of babies, but you still have to get out and get your word out to potential voters. And so, Terri Fortner, why don't I start with you about how this pandemic has changed the way you campaign these days? How's it different?
Well, Scott, you know, it's very interesting. I had the opportunity when I first started to go door to door before this all started. And, you know, it was very pleasant to meet and see the people that are actually in my district. And I saw a lot of people that I know and met a lot of new friends. So now it's more about social media and reaching out to those individuals and talking to them. I've had a lot of opportunity to answer questions, as well as related to healthcare. Also, address some of the concerns that people have while they're in quarantine. So definitely don't get to go out and walk up and down the streets like early on. So
True.
You're right.
Erich Cole, same question. I imagine you're under some of the same restrictions, obviously, but how is your campaign a little different these days?
It's extremely different. In my last campaign, when I ran for magistrate judge, I did go door to door and talk to as many folks as I could about what was concerning to them. And during this campaign, after about March 15th, I stopped going door to door. I didn't want to continue to make anything worse or make anybody unsafe, or just trying to respect the social distancing and not spread anything that I could control any further than my household. So we've been at my house, staying home for the most part, except for going shopping. And I am part of an essential business, so I'm at work daily, but my family's been home. So I had some of the same ideas and thoughts that, the way we have to reach people is by social media and by making phone calls. So I've had several really good, sometimes lengthy conversations with folks in my district and their concerns about how we move forward from all of this craziness.
Right, and I certainly appreciate that. So for both of you, the question would be your top priorities as a county commissioner. I think both of you mentioned concerns about the economy and about jobs, so I'm assuming that may be your focus, but I could be wrong. So give us an idea of where your priorities would be on the county commission, and maybe how would you convince your other commissioners to follow you in those. Mr. Cole?
Well, I don't think it would be a hard sell to get people to follow, but maybe I'm wrong. I think that we definitely need to get our businesses back open. Our small businesses can do an excellent job of mitigating a lot of these health concerns that we have in the county, and I've witnessed it firsthand when I went to give blood at Vitalent a few weeks ago. You walk through the door, they have chairs 6 feet apart. They take you back for your questioning. Once you're done with that, they are wiping things down. Basically, right as I got out of a chair, they wiped my chair down, and we're keeping everything safe. Likewise, when I voted the other day at the clerk's office, they are also encouraging social distancing, and I think they're doing a fantastic job by having masks available, hand sanitizer available. They're keeping everybody distant. Even to the degree that you sign your name on electric on the keypad with a popsicle stick, and then they throw it away. And the pen you actually vote with, you put it in a box, and they sanitize that and reuse that later. But they're doing a fantastic job of keeping people safe. I think that could be a good example for how small businesses can open back up and keep people safe as well. And so those are the things that I think would help get San Juan County back on track.
All right, very good. Thank you very much. Terri Fortner, same question. And of course, you have a medical background. So as we talk about maybe reopening the economy and helping our local small businesses and things like that, do you agree with Mr. Cole? There's a way to do this safely with still not increasing the amount of cases that are maybe going to end up at the hospital and overwhelm our medical community.
So I've witnessed firsthand as a businesswoman how it's impacted my business, and what type of safeguards we have to take in order to protect our patients as well as our staff and ourselves. So number one, we need to really keep in mind what needs to be done once we get the go-ahead about businesses opening again. And then another thing that has been discussed by the county commission that's going to be on their agenda is also the carbon capture, because we still have the issue that PNM has abandoned the Four Corners power plant, and they'll be leaving in 2 years. So Enchant Energy needs to be allowed to come in and do carbon capture there. in order to keep the jobs. There's about 600 direct jobs and 900 indirect jobs that will be affected there, and it'll affect the Navajo Nation as well as San Juan County. So it's really important to keep our eye on that. The other thing is that discussion started with the Navajo Nation, with the county, with the MOU regarding a railroad, and that railroad would align with the opportunity for a petrochemical plant to come in that would take the excess of natural gas that we have here in San Juan County in order to turn it into plastic pellets. So that's a few things, as well as the film industry has also been given money to go here, and that's being developed. The other thing besides the importance of economic development that goes hand in hand with that is public safety. And I think that we need to continue to support the sheriff's office and realize that we all want to feel safe. Right now, there's a lot of anxiety going on with what's happening with our health and what potentially could happen with it, as well as what's going on out on our streets. So those are a couple of things. And also, behavioral health policy is very important to me, because as before the COVID situation, behavioral health was also a concern. But now, especially after people have been quarantined for unspecified period of time, they're continuing to have a lot of anxiety regarding what's happening and what's going to happen. And feeding into that, I also oppose the legalization of marijuana. So those are my priorities, Scott.
All right. Thank you both very much. Let me ask you both about budgets, because I know the state is certainly going to be talking about budgets here in a special session, probably sometime this summer, probably in the month of June. Revenues are down, of course, because of some of the stuff related to the pandemic, others related to maybe the oil and gas industry. And so as we talk about maybe decreasing revenues, at least maybe temporarily, do you both feel you can make some cuts if necessary to the county budget to keep essential services open in San Juan County, and what would those be? Terri Fortner, can we start with you?
So, number one, I think that we don't need any new taxes. And then I think that there needs, of course, there has to be hiring freezes. And then also we look at not hiring related to positions that there have been attrition. Looking at cutting operational expenses without cutting services, and furloughing all non-public safety employees maybe one day a month. So those are some ways that I can think of.
All right. Thank you very much. Mr. Cole, same question, of course. And with your work in the oil and gas industry, you probably know more than either one of us how things are affecting the industry. And, of course, we know our state budget is very dependent on the energy industry as well. But what would you say about if you had to make cuts to the county budget, how would you make them?
So first of all, I think that the priority has to be for public safety, for sheriff's office, for the jail. These things have to continue. But I do think that there are going to have to be budget cuts. As I look at the budget and just trying to figure out a rough estimate of what we might be facing. For gross receipts tax, it's about $36 to $37 million a year. If you divide that by 12, it's about $3 million a month. So I figure we probably are losing in the neighborhood of $5 to $6 million over this COVID pandemic. That's going to have to come from somewhere. So I think that the county has multiple programs, and they're there for a reason, because they're valuable for the most part. And I think that the value of the programs themselves will have to come into question. However, I think that by all of us pitching in a little bit of our budgets towards helping out the overall county budget, it will have a smaller impact on everybody versus picking winners or losers, or choosing which part of the budget has to have the biggest priority, with the exception, again, being public safety. I think that's very important.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Scott?
Yes, Terri. Fortner.
Let me say one more thing. I've experienced it firsthand on the hospital board. The hospital is one of the largest employers in our county, and we've had to look at different ways to make sure that we keep our hospital open and viable in this very important time, because right now we don't have any elective surgeries going on. So that really has impacted our budget and the finances that are going on in our county too.
Understood. And I think those were the reasons behind the recent furloughs from the hospital, if I'm not mistaken, that Mr. Bourgeois spoke about. So
that's correct.
That very issue. So there you go. Mm-hmm. Just a couple of minutes remaining this morning from both of you. Maybe some final statements of why District 4 Republicans should vote for you in the upcoming primary. Mr. Cole, do you want to start once again?
Sure thing. So I believe that I'm the best candidate for the District 4 County Commissioner because I have a variety of different experiences throughout the county, from being a pilot to real estate to oil and gas to being a police officer and being a judge. And so I have a lot of perspective about different parts of our county that I can apply to most decisions for the county. I've also been in charge of and a leader in multiple ways in our county as the vice president of the Wildlife Federation currently, and as the treasurer and president of Sexual Assault Services in my recent past. And so I'm familiar with a lot of different parts of the county, and I think that helps me to be the one you should choose to be your next county commissioner.
All right. Thank you very much, Erich Cole. And let me switch over to Terri Fortner for same question. Terri Fortner, a couple of reasons why District 4 voters should vote for you in June.
Thank you, Scott. So I believe that I have experienced leaderships on boards working with large budgets. I've had to make tough decisions related to budgets and public safety. And so therefore, I think I'm the best candidate and choice for San Juan County Commission, District 4. Thank you.
All right. Very good. Thank you both very much. And again, we'll remind folks about early voting. And I know that's available right now at the county clerk's office, as we're showing on the screen, 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Next week, May 16th through the 30th, it'll be at the clerk's office. Again, Monday through Friday, 7 to 7, and Saturday, 10 to 6. And then there are also other locations for early voting as well before primary day, and that would be May 16th through the 30th at the Farmington Gateway Museum, Bloomfield Cultural Center, the Shiprock Fire Station, and the Newcomb Fire Station. And those times are Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I imagine both of you have the prerequisite social media pages and websites. If folks have other information or questions that I didn't ask you this morning, can they reach out to you there, both of you?
Yes, you can reach me on my Facebook, Terri Fortner 4NM, or I also have a website. It's TERRI Fortner 4NM.
All right, Erich Cole, same question. We can find you on Facebook?
Yes, you can find me on Facebook. It's Erich Cole for County Commissioner, District 4, and my phone number is 505-947-5541.
All right. Again, thank you both very much. Thank you for stepping up to become political candidates in this very unique year, and I'll leave it at that. But thank you. I appreciate you joining me very much. Terri Fortner and Erich Cole, Republican candidates for San Juan County Commission, District 4. I'm Scott Michlin. I'll be back with more in just a moment this morning. The time right now is 8:39.
Our time at home and the tech we're using to communicate is probably the new language of film. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace Tech, demystifying the digital economy. I'm Molly Wood.
Marketplace Tech is supported by HealthTap, with doctors available 24/7 to provide on-demand virtual healthcare to any type of workforce. Members connect with doctors by text or video. More at healthtap.com. And by X-Chair Office Chair, dynamic variable lumbar support and 10 ergonomic features for maximum support and comfort at xchair.com or 8444-X-Chair.
Traditional film and television production has obviously been halted in the wake of the COVID-19 outbreak. But even when production does resume, this time that we're in could have a profound impact on the way we make movies in the future. People at home are getting super creative with video, whether it's compilations of sing-alongs over video chat or episodes of SNL filmed all at home. Ann Hornaday is the film critic for The Washington Post, and she says all of this will eventually start showing up in the movie.